Alright? Double honor to our apostles and the elders at Great Millstone that teaching that rule well, and salutations unto the Akim throughout the four corners that are putting their life on the line week in and week out, and salutations to the very few women and children that do subscribe to this truth and faith and sincerity, all charity subjection, because that's key. With that, we out here another week to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queen. Right? It's not a king. To prophesy Esau's downfall. Esau being the so-called white man, Yahawah, wasted away is he, man. All right? That's why this society is indicative of his name. It is wasted away, man. It's wasted away before your very eyes. If a brother could bring that out in Revelation, Bible Shop.
I got the book of Revelation, chapter 12, and verse 12. It reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them."
And so who is that supposed to that rejoice in the heavens? Ye that dwell in them. That's us, man. That's the ones that's on the highways and byways doing the will of Yahawashi to the best of their abilities. We're supposed to rejoice.
Woe to the inhabitants of the earth.
So woe to the inhabitants, so destruction to the inhabitants of the earth. Because we lay up spiritual treasures, man. That's why the Lord said, read it from the top, because I don't want to butcher.
Therefore, rejoice.
That's why we're rejoicing, man, because we're stuck on those heavenly promises, man. We're prisoners of hope. We hope for the new kingdom, that new heaven, that new earth, man, that shall be here on earth.
Ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Now, who is the devil? That is the so-called white man. Why do we call him the devil? The word devil simply goes into being a deceiver. Who told you that? Who gave the Native American and the Seminole Indians smallpox claims? The guy that said he came for peace. This is the deceiver. Who told you that it was okay to go get the inoculation of 2020, but now everybody has what is it? It's a myocarditis. It's a heart disease.
I know what I'm talking about, because the parasites that's inside of the vaccine, that graphene oxide.
Yeah, that graphene oxide.
Right.
Brothers, hold that on the point. We're gonna get there, because that goes into a lot of that great wrath that Esau's coming down in you. It started in 2020.
We got some real good way. Just going back into being a deceiver too, man. That's going back into his medical field, man. It's on Job 13, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value."
No value, man. So every time you go to this guy, you expect him to heal you. Are you healed, or do you have to come back? When you're healed for something, there's no returning back. There's no turning back or returning unto. I'm healed from it. So Esau, he gives you symptom relief in this society. You'll read that one more time, Bible Tushar?
Going back, this book of Job 13, in verse 4, it says, "But ye are forgers of lies."
Lies, man. So everything that Esau tells you, that, it's supposed to do this, it'll do the opposite, and it'll do that. So he's the forger of lies. He's the beginner of it.
Hey,
brother,
you got. Hey, that's why Sirach the 12th chapter, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Never trust thine enemy. So this guy, he whooped your granddaddy and your great-granddaddy ass. Why is you trusting him now in this time? Because he tells you what, as his wickedness grow, so as iron grow, so does his wickedness. You know, so that's right. You know, you could leave iron out there in the rain, it come back, it ain't gonna be in the same condition. It's gonna be in the worst state. So the Edomites that we living in right now, that we see every day, they worse than the Edomites back in the 1860s, man. That's why it says ye are all forgers of lies, man. You know? And it says, continuing on, it says ye are all physicians of no value.
yeah. So every time you go to the churches, or you hear a good speech, but then the moment you leave out of that church, you crank up that car, and you see that gas tank. Oh, I just gave my last dub. And you can't even go in there and ask. You can't even go into the church and ask, hey, can I get 15 back? Whatever the most. Yeah. They gonna tell you, hey, you take that up with the Lord. So this is the physician of lies, man. He never heals you. And anything this guy gives you, you're never healed. He only gives you symptom relief. And he prolongs your disease so that he may profit off of it, man, to his benefit. Would you be bring out what you read.
Yeah, this is Proverbs 12, verse 10. It says, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
So what is the greatest form of the greatest cattle or product that man can have on the planet Earth is actually another man. Yeah, you got animals, but hey, we ain't serving. The brother ain't, I'm not bringing this brother a glass of a cup of Yahawashi in the kingdom. His heathen slave is gonna bring it to. His heathen slave gonna bring it one to me. Read that. No, read that back.
This is Proverbs 12, verse 10. It says, a righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
Yeah, so that's when you get dervish dose, man. Who would shackle a slave to the floor, basically a funnel with a host from another Jake that has been force fed and has been given prunes, and been given oats, things that will cause a diarrhea unto him, and you tape it to the Jake that's strapped to the floor's mouth, so this Jake could defecate in that guy's mouth. Who would do that? Who would cut off a man's rod that he couldn't reproduce? Who would cut off hands to pick up grain or to collect gold, knowing that this man needs the very hands that you're cutting off to do the picking? See? He's a wicked physician. You got it.
Going back on that jab, you know, this nigga, he presented this shit like, yeah, you get sick. Really just to kill you, man. You know, this nigga, he set out viruses for you to come to his doctor to put you to death. You know, and that's the tender mercies of the wicked, man. He'll present one thing just to kill you in the end, man.
I got some real good. Just the bad guy brought us up. It's the book of Sirach 14 and verse 7. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. And if I may add this, man, to your point, man, with that Crown 19. Because a lot of people, it's affecting people now, man. That's why even down here, the HIV cases are rising. You know what I'm saying? The STD cases are rising because that vaccine inside you, man. And ultimately, it's breaking your body down from the inside out. Now, I won't be surprised if people, skin starting to rot, Y'all brothers got it.
I got Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 1 in the NLT. If a man's testicles are crushed or his penis is cut off, he may not be admitted to the assembly of the Lord. So this devil already know what he doing, man. That's why he do what he do. Okay, this is a devil that isn't satisfied with blood. He wants your soul. That's why he is trying to own you officially by that digital all, man. All right, which is the RFID. So he can officially own it. So technically he do own us to a degree because you got a social security, you got a bond number on the back of your birth certificate, which is actually worth money. All right, you are considered currency in the United States of America because of that. So that means the debt is on you. That's why he's putting you in that. So he want to continually to own you by how? Getting that MOTB. By what? In the name of eating, in the name of drinking, in the name of them kids, in the name of what? Convenience and gradualism.
It only makes sense that he said convenience and gradualism, because who was the first person to want fast food? Esau, man. Esau. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Don't worry about all of that. Hey, let me get that lentils and that cookie. I need that there, man. That's now you got the microwave. Now you got fast food chains all over the planet. Like, think to this. How much slower would life be led? How much freer it would be if no fast food existed, where you understood that, yo, I gotta go put this animal to death. I gotta train it. I gotta dress it, get it right, and cook it this day. How much more? How does the day look? Do you get are you going to work early? Are you getting off late? No, because a good portion of the day is set upon food.
That's it, bro. And if I may add too, that also teach you patience too. We just say patience possesses your souls. Because in their time they were coming, a lot of niggas will get impatient and take that seal. Again, under the banner of conveniency, or just because it's right here, or even what is called a safety net. That's what niggas use Esau for. I can quit my job, but I can always go unemployed So I can have a baby, but I can always put this thing on child support. They always use the government as a scapegoat or whatever. So they always use the government as a scapegoat, but that scapegoat is going to end up until you get jabbed. So like,
I mean, you're going back to that precept you brought out. It says at the end, you should
declare
declare
his
his
wickedness.
Yeah, because nigga, you gonna die, man.
Yeah.
Because you gonna get that seed up and you gonna catch a loose. But he ain't telling you that part, man. See what you got? All right, look at
I got the book of Ezekiel, chapter 31, from the top. It reads, I go to verse, I'm going to go to verse, it's Isaiah 31.
Yeah, 31. Yeah,
Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahawah. Take counsel, but not of me. See, look, man, they'll take counsel from anybody else but the prophets. They'll go to the nigga down the street that's selling dope, get all the game in the world, and he'll tell you this chestnut checkers. But the Lord been telling you this chestnut checkers. Every move is calculated in this truth. Okay? That's why you gotta go the straight way, the straight gate. You can't just go up no any type of way, man. Otherwise, that's gonna lead you to a missile, raining down on your crown. You understand? Why niggas wanna make it rain? It's gonna rain for you, all right? It ain't gonna be dollars. It's gonna be warheads, all right? That's gonna move everything out of its place. So if you wanna be a part of that, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, keep acting like how you acting. Keep being that rebellious house. You understand? Because when the Lord was talking to Ezekiel, he already said, don't be dismayed at their looks. Don't be dismayed at what they may say. You may even be surrounded around nettles, briars, and scorpions. Don't be worried about that. You keep doing what you're supposed to do. You fear Yahawashi because you will be better off. Not following up after these 2/3 niggas that's walking charcoal anyway, man. You know, they gonna die. That take counsel, but not of me. And this is this wise counsel. And the scriptures tell you not to despise that wise counsel. Because if you despise it, you're gonna die. That's just how it goes. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Look at Alizé, he got the spirit of what? Crypt. He got that covering on him. He got the covering of Hoover, you know? He don't got the covering of Yahawashi. He not up under the shadows of the Almighty, okay? Because if you don't got Psalms 91 and 1 applied in that day, and that goes for everyone up here, including myself, because I'm speaking. We're done. That's just how that goes. Being up under the shadow of the Almighty. And when you up under a shadow, you safe, you cool, you ain't gotta worry about that heat. You see what I'm saying? You got it.
You read that back?
God.
Bring it up.
And it's 441.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 36 and verse 6. It says, Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon, if a man lead, will go into his hand and pierce it. And if I may, speaking on brother point, the fact that Jake taking the easy route, you know, because niggas lack integrity, man. You know, and they taking on the ways of Egypt. It's ultimately going to lead you down the path of destruction, man. You know, hey, scripture tell you how to be carnally minded is enmity with the Most High. You niggas going to learn the hard way, man. And that just thus said the Lord. But if I may, to continue, it says, and it will go into his hand and pierce it, which goes into that MOTB. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. See, it's all leading you down the path to destruction, man. Like the brother mentioned, these niggas trust in government assistance. You know, it's a build up to that MOTB, man. To the point you're not even gonna think about the Most High, man. You're not gonna think about Yahawashi, man. You know, but you gotta go.
If they family in the word, man.
That's it.
You know, people ain't gonna know what it is. You know, that's why Esau is going to cut things off on YouTube now. You know, child brothers got pray over there.
This was just based off of what Esau does and how he can get away with it. Psalms 94 and 20.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. So, going back to the top, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Esau framing all types of mischief and using them laws. Going back to the jab, you can't have kids in school unless they have the jab, and eventually it's going to lead to not being able to access buildings without that C-hip. You know, see, because it's deeper than just buying and selling. You're not going to be able to be in the area. Is it? You're not going to be able to even be in the vicinity. You know, I'm just speaking as a man. They're going to be walking around checking your chip status. You got the chip. All right. Okay, move along. Get to that point. So, and that's why even during the pandemic, they had quarantine zones.
Yeah.
So it's only certain things that you allow, but you can't come in here, man. It's going to be the grocery stores and everything. You got to show your vaccine card. Yeah, show your vaccine. Yeah, well, I think it's like a 19-digit number now. You know what I'm saying? But even there, another thing too, I know they be doing a lot of these surveillance too now, man. A lot of this surveillance right there, now they can scan your chip from the video.
That's all these are. That's what these new lights, these street lights. All of them can show if you took the stab or not. And then on top of it, that little box on top of it, that tracks all the traffic and movement. It's a camera up there. So Esau, that's that leopard shall watch over the city. That's Esau, man. So it's evident that he got this thing down to the T, so he thinks. You know? But you got it, bro.
Hey, that's what you people trust in. You've been trusting in having fellowship with Esau, you know, being equally yoked, and he lied to you. You know, you go to him to find out your ancestry, your philosophies, all your way of living. But the whole time he fucking lied to you. He's going to declare his wickedness at the end. Real quick, John chapter 8, verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
So when he tell his lie, he know the truth. So when anything that he spits out to you, he does it with an intention to throw you off, to cause you to what? To go into really basically sin, so he can stay in power. It's just simply put, man, because he's constantly accusing his brethren, man. He slandered his mother's son, roughly paraphrase. This is the guy. You can bring that out one more time, Baba Rashad?
John chapter 8, verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil.
The deceit. So it's many devils out here, man. It ain't just one.
Right.
It's many devils. Anybody that ain't screaming on the name of Yahawashi, and you come against this word, you're an antichrist on top of that. So how are you not a deceiver? How are you not a devil? Continue.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
The lust of the eyes, your pride, your stomach, your ears. You got it?
He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth.
Pure carnal, man. Pure carnality and abode not in the truth. So if you don't abide in the truth, what must you abide in? You abide in lies and deceit. Well, that's why the brother from Mississippi went into it a couple of months back. That's why everybody hates America, because nothing is truthful. You constantly got to fight to get the truth. Will this car salesman judge me for an extra 10 bands that I don't need to pay out to? Will this broad, I'm going to take this broad to Ruth, Chris, will she give me some box at the end of the day? You know? And she said she was a virgin. Come on, this place is full of deceit, man. Everything about this place is, you gotta get down, you gotta get to the nitty-gritty of it. You gotta get to the nitty-gritty of the truth. And it's only two responses that come with the truth. Either it's vilified and it's hate. That's why, hey, me calling myself a Reubenite from the tribe from the nation of Israel, that's a problem to Esau. Yeah. So it's gonna be vilified or it's going to be celebrated. Show me one thing of truth that's being celebrated outside of the truth that has came from Yahawashi by way of his prophets, man. This is the only truth being celebrated. Forgive me, Lord. Yahawashi made wisdom cool again, man. Because this society is based off of feelings, opinions, and deception, man. That it on there? Brothers bring up a bit.
Yeah, this is Jeremiah 5 verse 31. It says, I'm start at verse 30. It says, a wonderful and horrible thing is committed in the land. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. And my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof? Yeah, you gonna fall into the spirit of perplexity. And that's the only thing that's sick for people who like to cleave to America, because America is only pushing lies, man. It's giving you a false reality when the scriptures is really giving you the real reality of what's really about to take place in the earth. But a nigga wanna listen to Esau, you wanna listen to his ideology on what's about to take place on the next step. It's gonna leave you in the spirit of perplexity. Like it tells you in Luke 21, you know, it tells you how it's gonna be a distress of nations with perplexity. And the seeing the way is growing, that's people going into an uproar because you lost, nigga, you know. And the Lord tell you what lost going to, you must be put to death. And that's gonna be the overall result to you niggas, man. Because you wanted to cleave to a lie.
Yeah, I got you. This Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war is in his heart.
Make America great again. You fell for that in 2020. What it started, 2016? You fell for it. Then you got a break from it. Then he came back with Make America Great Again 2024. Now, I ask you, in his first 100 days, in his first what? Have he even been in the office 200 days? He haven't even been in office 200 days, but yet he's taking over D.C. He's trying to take over Chicago. He's completely turned this place upside down compared to what you people thought he was going to do for America. He gave you guys tariffs. And anybody that, if you paid attention to elementary social studies, or even if you paid attention to middle school social studies, when the word tariff popped up, I remember. What is a tariff? That means, hey, if you ship this that way, you can charge for it. When it comes back this way, you can charge for it. That's why he came with the North American trade agreement. That's why tariffs are a big thing. Nobody wants to get tariffs put on. But with these tariffs that he's pushed out, these weaker nations came out because it tells us in Obadiah that what? They have laid a wound under them. How did they lay a wound under Esau? Through the fact that Esau gets all of his resources everywhere but America. He got to import them because the planet will not yield her strength unto him, man. So he got to go through Elon, he got to go through Moab, he got to go through Ammon. He got to keep Jake here. You had something?
I had a little more on that. It say, but war was in his heart. His words are softer than all, yet were they drawn swords.
Yet were they drawn swords. So all of this make America great again, he really was coming again. He was coming against you people. Because he done showed who he for. He for the small hats. We can't even say the name because they'll take the whole video down.
Yeah. I may add to your point is that, you know what I'm saying, with this damn devil, all right, he already told you the poem when he first got in the fucking office. He said the story of the serpent and the girl. I don't know the actual poem, but the message in the poem, this chick had a damn serpent that came to the door in the middle of winter. All right, she actually took the serpent in, put him in front of a damn, fireplace, put a blanket around it, comforted it, gave it milk and honey, and the serpent still bit her. And he already, that's what he said. You knew I was the serpent from the get, so he already letting you know. Especially that damn speech he had where it was the eagle and you got the olives on the right foot and you got arrows on the left foot.
Yeah.
The olive branches mean peace. That mean war. It was on the right side and the head was facing the arrows. So this is a wartime president. This president is going to usher in World War III if they don't take his ass out first.
If I may, you know they just changed the Department of Defense to what? The Department of War.
Wow.
Trump
That's the
signs order rename it Department of Defense, the Department of War.
And they tell you, matter of fact, Uncle Sean brother can get Psalms 140. And if Uncle Sean another brother can get Revelation 6 chapter. But they're just going into prophecy. Now it's being made manifest who the Edomites is upon the planet Earth. The guys who was blessed with the sword. You know, y'all brothers got Revelation 6. Come on. Book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. There went out another horse that was red, and that horse goes back into power. And that word red really goes back into Edom, man. What's Edom in Hebrew? Adawan. Not Adawan. Adawan. You gotta get it right. And power was given to him that sat thereon. Power was given to him. That's the fulfillment of Job 9:24, man. You got it? It says that they, like he says, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And a part of that great sword is those ICBM nuclear missiles, where he says where it was going to be a people, a red people, that was going to come after upon the planet Earth to take peace from the planet Earth. And that's the only thing Esau has been doing ever since he got into power. He fulfilled St. John the 10th chapter. The thief coming out with to steal and to kill and to destroy. It's no coincidence why this guy, he's been in over 100 countries, man. Because everywhere he goes, death follows. Baba Shah probably got that Psalms 140. Yeah, start it right.
Psalms chapter 140, verse 1. Deliver me, O Lord Yahawah, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
Yeah, it says preserve me from the violent man. And that's why your name is violence. And that's why you changed the name from the Department of Defense to the Department of War, because you love violence, man. That's one thing that this devil get off on, man. What this guy says in the scripture, this guy, he's nothing but what? A bloodthirsty man. You know, he's not satisfied with blood. Even when Christopher Columbus, when he first came over here, one of his memoirs was, yeah, we can take him, man. He didn't think people, yeah, these big people, we were sick, they nursed us back to health. Now they say, man, they what is called, they gullible, man. Just send me 100 men, we can take them out. They got gold here, resources. We can go ahead and get a restock. That's when he was wrong. You know, that's the only thing Christopher Columbus was. But at the same time, that was indicative of you being what? A damn Edomite. Damn Edomite. You know? But y'all brothers, I got one for you. That's like, real quick, let me finish this out. Yeah.
Which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war.
It says continually are they gathered together for war. Because once you look at America time, 93% of their time, out like 200 some years, like 249 years of rule, next year is going to be the 250th year of America being in rulership or in existence. Guess what? 93% of that time, this guy has been in the war, whether it had been the Revolutionary Act or whether it been Desert Storm. Right? So again, you lift up into your lot, man, being the devil that the Bible speaks of. But y'all brothers, anybody got to do something? Come down.
One real quick.
Start down here.
Book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 5. Yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
Yeah, it says he transgresseth by wine. That wine is philosophies, man. It says he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, because he's spreading his wicked philosophies throughout the whole planet Earth, man. Just going back into what you mentioned earlier, that import, that trade system, you rub a lot of elbows. And it got to a point, in order for you to rub elbows with Esau, you must put his philosophy in your system. I knew Pastor Mama, he did a video not too long ago about a damn McDonald's over there in China. You know, it was a McDonald's in Israel. You know, but what McDonald's was founded here in America, man. You know, but you got it.
It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Because he's a greedy man. You already got rulership on the whole world. Why you want to jab people up to have rulership over them? You got it, huh?
But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Baba Shah, if I get that word, this phrase, neither keepeth at home. 51:15. Go down to the Hebrew lexicon. It says, he is a proud man and does not rest, but seeks disturbances and wars. And that's just Esau's, that's his character, that's his nature, man. Look what he got going on over there in Israel and Gaza, man. That nigga bumming hospital, refugee spots and shit. You got children out there just want food and water. He'll come drop he'll send a drone over there to bomb it and shit, man. He get off on bloodshed like the brother's going into. That's it. You got it.
come. This is Job chapter 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where is wisdom? And if I may, just going back on what the brother said, this identifies who the wicked is, the one who's ruling the planet Earth right now. And it says, if not, where and who is it? So if so-called white man Esau Edom ain't the wicked or the devil that the Bible speak of, then who else is?
See, if I may, who currency rule the whole planet Earth? Yep. It's a saying say what? Money make the world go around. Who face on the money? That's all God.
Psalms chapter 73, verse 6. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Matter of fact, I started at verse 4.
Psalm 73, verse 4.
Matter of fact, 3.
Verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Yes, because ultimately he's in rulership. Job 9:24. He's a king. Everybody want to be a king, man. So sometimes you do get envious of this nigga living good, man. Nigga got a villa, when he want to get cold, he can go over here. When he want to get high, he can go down South America. We all want to live good like this, so you get envious of it. You got it, bro.
Verse 4, for there are no bands in their death.
Yeah, there's no bands in their death, you got it.
But their strength is firm.
And the reason why his strength is firm, because what? He has the sword on his side, man. And ultimately the Lord blessed Esau with his rulership. Until that day when the missiles come. That's why anybody take the pains that be judged, set it forward. Because that's the Lord, that's the big piece of chicken, man. God don't care about Edom and Ammon. It's all about Jacob and Esau over here, man. You got it.
Verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men.
They are not in trouble as other men, you got it.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
And the reason why, because they are in rulership. That's why it's such thing called white privilege. And the reason why it's a such thing of white privilege, because that's an indicative thing. That's what it's called, injustice, benefit of the doubt. What it's called? Reasonable doubt. That's reasonable doubt. It's you, man. Read that again.
They are not in trouble as other men.
They are not in trouble as other men, you got it.
Neither are they plagued like other men.
Neither are things that the nation of Israel go through, man. You don't have the same sufferings even Edom and Ishmael go through. Because the reason why the Lord gave you rulership. And that's the reason why your neck is puffed up. Because you think that you got this thing on your own, but it's really Yahawashi that put you in power. And that's going to be the same power that's going to take you out of power, man. You got it, man.
Verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain.
Yes, because this guy think he's the Most High now. That's the reason why he pushing forth that seed. Because he's trying to be like God, I have complete control. He know when you sleeping, he know when you awake. That's what this nigga really want to do. Yeah.
Violence covered them as a garment.
And violence covered them as a garment. That's that Revelation 6 and 4. Psalms 140 popping up again, man. The Department of War. And again, that's an indicative thing, for lack of better words. That's your tongue falling upon yourself, telling everybody that you the Edomites and the Bible speaks of, right? You the Idumeans, you the Romans, man. But y'all about that. It's real quick to make time.
Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, and with the lowly is wisdom. And when I was reading that false balance, I was thinking about Esau, his false balance. If you do certain things, Esau punish you for life. It's something simple, things that we're supposed to be able to do. It's part of our heritage.
If I may, that's why I say an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. For lack of better words, if somebody do something to you, like let's say somebody killed your son unjustly, for lack of better words, you're supposed to give him back. That's an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's the balance of the whole side. Instead of sending him in jail for a life sentence, man, giving him the, let him be on death row for 25 years and then kill him, man. That's a torturous thing. Going back into what the brother poured out earlier, that the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, bro. Because when this guy pushed forth this mercy, it's really treacherous, man. Yeah.
Proverbs 11 and 3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them,
But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Right? So we got to maintain that integrity by leaning on Yahawashi. Yahawashi, the only, perfect, example. So that's what we lean on. We don't lean on these people. These niggas got all the advice in the world, but nothing pertaining to Scripture. See, that's how we get up out of here. Is everything according to the Scriptures. Like how they used to have in the world, what was Jesus? We got to think over Yahawashi. See,
You could read that end part by himself.
Proverbs 11:3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them.
Yeah, and we're seeing the perversion of the transgressors, man. Now his kingdom is being destroyed before your very eyes. But yet, it's still in the same. He's like the brother had brought out, that pride of chain about his neck. He's still telling you everything is all good. Everything is nothing to do. He's telling you peace, peace, peace. But Donald Trump, hey, he got the little thing. Hey, knocking off the fence. Nah, it's war. You see? This is the times that we're in, man. This is a perverse place that must be destroyed. Through the spirit of Yahawashi.
The definition of Proverbs 11:1, a false balance, and that word false goes into deception, and then that word abomination to the Lord, it goes into being in an ethical sense of wickedness. So that's what our people trust in, and the Lord said that's why they're going to get destroyed.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Because Esau the one who told you. Matter of fact, read that one more time about what you just said. False balance. Yeah, false balance.
Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord.
So, what is a false balance? Woman and woman, man and man. A man can't have more than one woman. That has thrown the entire economy off just with that alone. Esau not keeping the balance of the family structure, man. Like, just think when we was talking earlier to the food situation, how much more happy would a woman be when a man comes home from a long day and her day consisted of watching the children and cooking that one good meal? That's a good balance in the sight of the Lord. Nobody's stepping on each other's toes. Nobody's overstepping their bounds, man. Everything is in its proper order, so things flow concurrent. But with Esau, everything is a clusterfuck. Everything is bumping into each other. It's damn, I thought I had it right. Hold on 1 second. Now it's a stall line 3 miles long, man. The dude is out. Esau's just all over the place, man. Absolutely no order to this guy. And you people trust him. Every time he comes out with a nuance, you people line up for it. And you think this is the end all be all. And then here it comes. My fucking phone lagging. I can't even get the video I want. I thought this was supposed to make my life, you know what I mean? I thought this was supposed to be, hey, I'm in the kingdom. But it's never that, man. It's never what he set it up to be.
I got
His brother's done on that?
I got Romans 1:25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie?
Was it Moab? Was it Ammon?
Yeah. And worship and serve the creature more than the Creator.
So who turned the truth into to a lie? There's only one person that went throughout the earth and told everybody, yo, I'm the God, I'm the chosen people of the Most High. But with the same understanding and the same tongue, he'll give you signs. So who did these things, man? It wasn't Moab, the Chinese man. It wasn't Ammon, the Japanese man. It wasn't Japhet, the Orientals or the Polynesian man. The Hawaiian, wasn't them? Who was it? Read that, Baba Shop. Yeah, from the top.
Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie?
Who changed the truth? Just like he's rewriting his own history. You think he didn't come with a bridged version of the scriptures, broken breakdowns? He changed the truth for the Most High to a lie. And he gave you Christianity. He gave you Judaism. He gave you Islam. Yep. All of those are lies. This is my lifestyle. This is my heritage. What the hell are you talking about? You turned the truth into a lie. The truth is, we're the rulers of the planets. We're the judges of the earth, and our faces have been covered. Why? Because you have a deceiver in office, man. got it?
For this cause, Yahawah Yahawashi gave them up to vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
So now, Sally and Brittany can get together, man. That's why you got the AIDS epidemic, or HIV. That is a homosexual disease. That ain't no disease for a regular man to get. It says that they have turned their natural affection. What was that?
Their natural use into that which is against nature.
That against nature. So that's a false balance, man. A woman, if you find a woman kissing another woman like these little songs say, she's supposed to be put together, man. What's she staying? Burnt at the stake. If you catch another man sitting up there popping another man, you're supposed to put them together, man. But no, in this society, it's okay. A false balance is okay, man. Here it is. Donald Trump is deporting so-called Mexicans out of the country, but moles can stay. You shipping when a PDF offender offends, they just call one a top-ranking individual from Israel, from the Israeli people. You gotta say Israeli. Yeah, you gotta throw the I on it. From the Israeli, he got caught in a sting in Vegas. What did they do? Hey, they tried to hide it out, and what? They sent them back over there to his homeland. You see? But you got a problem with Mexicans. You got a problem with the Negro, but you ain't got problems with pedophiles. You ain't got a problem with homos, pillow biters, man. This is the place we live in. But this is the place everybody want to flow onto. This is the land of milk and honey. This is God's place. This is God's land. Bless America. That's what you pray for. Man, come on.
And likewise,
Real quick, just to add down. Okay, Isaiah 29:16. Surely a turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the part of
And we
faith.
seeing it now. He turned everything upside down, and everybody's bugging out now. Nobody's happy, man. The women is bucking up. They really want to get put back in their place now. I'm tired of working, but you lured them out of the house with, hey, your husband can't tell you what to do if you're making just as much money as him.
man,
So what happened? Now Sally can buy her own high heels. Sally can buy her own next. And what did he do for the nigga? What did he do? Hey, I'll give you some Section 8, some HUD, a little couple of food stamps. You threw the balance of this place off, man. That's the surely of turning things upside down. Now Jake constantly talking about breaking generational curses.
Oh, man.
We got to get up out these pot mints.
Oh, man.
Who put you niggas out there?
you can say that in a heartbeat.
Continue. That spirit, that's heavy, man.
That's heavy.
That's how
Hey,
it's
that's the
supposed to be.
spirit.
Open up. With high, you know. That's the spirit.
That's the spirit.
Right on. Right on. Isaiah 29:16, it says, surely a turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall a thing framed say of or shall a thing framed say of him that framed it, he have no understanding? And if I may, because you doing these things by putting the women over the men, you basically saying that the Most High didn't have no understanding. You basically saying that the Lord didn't do it right. But that's the reason why the Lord 613 don't change. Every damn couple of months, Esau have to put in a new legislation, a new law, because his laws is not perfect. You know, the brother just pulled out the precept earlier, how through his laws and through his mischief and violence, he's going to be able to push for that seed up there. You know, which y'all brothers got it. And that's unfair.
That shows very top back.
Surely a turning of things upside down shall be esteemed and
And his things are turning upside down. How is it that you got 30 different flavors of water, 30 different versions of water? That's, dude, it's just water, bro. It's just water. And what do Esau go do to it? Oh, this is alkaline. The brother was talking about it.
100% alkaline.
A couple of drops, 100% alkaline water. This is better than what the Lord gave you. This is this guy. He used the science to play on you people, and it's just pseudo, man. It's of no value. You got 30 different waters, man, and all he did was put a droplet in it, or he spit it, but then he called it holy, and then he sold it to you niggas. And that's what a lot of this bottled water be, man. That's what I'm gonna be buying into. Hey, man, I'm going to get Deer Park like I've been doing. Screw Fiji, because we found out that Fiji water got contaminated. How do you contaminate a natural aquifer? It's underground. So how is that water getting contaminated? You doing some shit you aren't supposed to. But what is he doing? He's fracking. That's the surely to turning things upside. It's nothing is safe under this guy's rule.
Even like in California, when they had the 49ers and shit out there, and they was searching for gold and shit, they put a lot of lead in those live streams out there in California. So a lot of those rivers and shit contaminated because of Esau and that gold rush to this day. Yeah, to this day. They say it never really came back.
And one thing about water too is it's surface.
Yeah.
So it spread out.
Yeah. Okay.
I got the book of Leviticus 25 and verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when ye come into the land which I give you, then shall the land keep a Sabbath unto the Lord. 6 years thou shalt sow thy field, and 6 years thou shalt prune thy vineyard, and gather in the fruit thereof. But in the 7th year shall be a Sabbath of rest unto the land, a Sabbath for the Lord. Thou shalt neither sow thy land nor prune thy vineyard. And if I may add, is that Esau always wear down the wear down the earth. That's why things are not as at its full like stature. Okay? Because the scriptures go into like a big old grape cluster. It took 2 people to carry that. It took 2 people to carry the grape cluster. Now you got seedless grapes. How the fuck you have a seedless grape? Because it's GMO, man. You know what I'm saying? It has all the chemicals. It's cancerous. You know, my grandma told me when she passed away, she said you either gonna be fat or have cancer because of the food make you sick.
All food cause cancer. Because that's the fulfillment of the Ezekiel the 4th chapter. We eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. But even then too, it is in Genesis the 4th chapter, there was prophesied that the earth was going to bear its fruit for Cain. So we should be looking for that. You know, we should be knowing, because the reason why the weakness in rulership. You know, I know the brother Malachi had a precept.
Oh yeah, Slack. Yeah, this Habakkuk 2 and verse 5. It says, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. And if I may, this is Esau, man. See, it tell you how he transgressed by wine, like the brother was going into earlier. You know, these different philosophies and spiritual practices that he pushed out there, man. You know, tell you how he's not a keeper at home. This nigga all the way in Israel, man. You see, Saudi Arabia, different parts of the world, even rural parts of the world. You know, this nigga trying to go on these different islands and shit. You see, they ain't tell you he is as death, man, because when you consider his ways and even the food that he can go into you, that shit really killing you, man. See, you know, even your woman, you know, the way that he done groom the woman to be. This bitch, she gonna kill you in the end, man. I think it was an analysis came out. They said a man that got one woman, he died early, man.
He died like at the age of 50.
Yeah, man. You see, you know, hey,
Nigga died at the age of 50. He stressed out. He put his bitch first and shit.
Yeah, stressed out. Hey, you see with the R&B era with it, but all that shit came through Esau, man. You know,
Jake stressed out, sexually depressed, and then on top of that, he overworked, man. How is it that you gotta take your rib that you done popped on a date just to get the box? You gotta give a good week just to get it on Friday.
You gotta ask him.
Yeah, you gotta ask
Tonight. Not tonight. Damn, baby, it's been a week.
But yeah, you taking care of her, man.
You get a side, man, she tripping.
Yeah. But that's the ways of Esau, man. America will kill you. That's why the Lord said that this place is not your rest, man. It'll destroy you even with a sword destruction. And that sword destruction is the missiles. Because if you cleave on to this place, man, you're going to catch a missile because you're going to take the chip. What you got, Doc?
It's all right, 10 and 10. It says the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow all shall die. And see, this is why we need Yahawashi, man. These are complaints going up to the heavens, man. You know, this nigga tab is building up, man. And it's getting worse and worse and worse, man. Like the brother said, he transgressed about wine through his philosophies and his deceitful scriptures. Speak about how, war was in his heart. You know, this guy, that is, his words were smooth and brother. This nigga got gay, man. You know, the script said if it would be possible, he would deceive the very elect, man. But that's why we got Yahawashi and Yahawashi. You know, these complaints are continually going up, man. Now here it is, you got the prophets upon the scene, you know, basically condemning this fucking devil, man. Because we need to get the hell up out of here, man.
If I may, and he said that at the end, his wickedness shall be declared.
That's it.
Now you see the result of this guy ruling, man. You know, back in the 50s, it really didn't make sense because this place was at its strength. Even in the 70s and the 80s, you know, cause that was that R&B era and shit. Shit really didn't make sense. But now you see the result. Everybody beefing now, man. You got fucking gender war. You know, you got all kind of shit going on, man. Families, children killing their parents and shit. All that came under Esau Edom, man.
The love of many waxes cold because iniquity shall abound.
And that came through his system, man. Him spraying wickedness. Like we say, like a Green Bay tree.
Yeah.
You know, and you lunging under that shit, it affects your mind, man. You know? Oh, you got it.
I got the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty. Right, man, and that's what Yahawah gonna do if I may add. He's gonna what? Disappoint the devices of the crafty. And what's his ultimate, like so-called device? It's to see him. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord gonna put a big monkey wrench in his plan and also in his efforts. Because the scriptures go into that Tower of Babel. Through the Spirit, he trying to build that, man. And the Lord gonna get a big old sludge hammer and hit it from the base, and it's gonna fall down. It ain't gonna lean like no Tower of Pisa, man. It's gonna go and completely just be destroyed, man. And that's everything you see that's built up around this place. Because the scriptures say in the book of Isaiah 63, I think it's the 5th verse, where it says, I will bring their strength to the earth. That's going to their governments and everything, man. This place is gonna go down, man. Okay, so this devil, you know what I'm saying, shit, man, like, he think he's gonna pass over everything he owns to his kids. No, that's just a wet dream with the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen, man. We gonna be in power, and everything on this side is an upgrade to what they're gonna be going through in the kingdom. All right? What you got?
Yeah, you work on it. I had to put up back of the brother Malachi about how Esau brought all this wickedness into the world. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side, it says, do find it.
Yeah, could you read that back one more time, Bible?
Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil.
Through envy of the devil, remember who you envy, the deceiver. So he comes to you with fool's gold. You seen the beauty, and you seen the majesty and the utility of gold and silver. This dude hit you with some fool's gold, so you bit on it because it shined a little bit hard, you know, like with the moissanite. You know,
like moissanite.
He says, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world.
Death, man. The very things that you see, this constant judgment. That's why Big Mama leg got cut off. That's why Lil Ray gonna get put in the box next week. But yeah, you going to this baseball game tomorrow, or you went to it today and you just posted on your social media who I do it for. Now let's see what you're gonna do next week. You got it?
It says, and they that do hold of his side do find it.
Do find it. So everything that this Edomite has shown you on this side that's supposedly supposed to be spiritual, is supposed to be joyful or fulfilling, is deceitful, man. It only brings forth death. Here it is, you thinking you're going to an R&B concert and that bitch gets shot up. I thought we were supposed to be in here with, hey man, this is supposed to be wet box and hard legs, man. How did this dude get a top in us?
Right.
But this is America for you, man. Read that one more time.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 24.
Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it.
So if you take hold of death's side now, you finna find it. You take hold of death's side now, hey man, that sword that he get, you get. You see? That's why you gotta break away from this place. That's why the scriptures tell you, arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, that he shall destroy with the sword destruction, man. That's what's coming to this place, man. But you trust in this guy. You trust in this place because he hit you with fool's gold, man. And you got a couple bras to go back to the crib based off that fool's gold. So now this is the end all be all. I'm cool here. All that other stuff they talk about. I got my red carpet. I got my kingdom right here. That's how Jake is, man. He'll take a couple of crumbs and he's cool. You can bring out what you had, man.
At the time. This is Isaiah 24 and 5. Just one quick precept just to bag it up. It says they hold to his side. Or the book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
So we gonna be delivered, man. So we're departing from this place. We're breaking away from this joint hand in hand. Buddy. We joined by the hips with this guy, man. He can't get me on the chair. So what the hell? Every time I kick it with you, somebody died, dude. Every time I'm kicking it with you, hey, somebody's getting deported. Every time I'm kicking it with you, somebody end up dead. Nah, man, this dude is death, man. Death and misery. A bad time is what this guy's for. You got it, brother.
This is Isaiah chapter 24, verses 5 and 6. Therefore, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Read that from the house a lot.
This is Isaiah 24 and 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof.
The water, the soil, and the air is defiled by the inhabitants. Who's the ruler of the earth right now? Job 9 and 24. The wicked, Esau, man. This is the guy. It says it's defiled. Continue.
Because they have transgressed the law.
This is how you defile yourself, man. When you transgress and you go against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahawashi, you simply saying in your heart and in your mind that it's okay for me to pop my rib on the Sabbath off. It's okay for me to skip the land Sabbath off. The judgment comes behind not keeping the ordinances, man. It's judgment. It's just something. The Lord said he shall be known by his judgment. If you do righteous, what shall you reap? You shall reap blessings. If you do wickedness and you transgress his law, what shall you receive? Judgment, man. Yeah.
It says, change the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and a few men left.
That's gonna be the missiles, man. And the few men that do be left, hey, the few that will be left, you either going into slavery, and for the jakes on this side, the only few that will be left will be the elect, man. The ones that Yahawashi being done, because what? They can't partake of this fire, man. You ain't touching the Lord's precious metal, because they already been put through that spiritual fire. But what's precious metal, like brass, you got tin. Like, man, the Lord said he gonna lead us in and melt you. It's in Ezekiel, what's that? Ezekiel 22, 22nd. If the brother can get it, pop a shot. Because that's what y'all are not precious metals in the sight of the Lord. Alizé is not a precious metal, man. Least Nate repent, he should be found not to be a precious metal. Because the Lord he can have mercy. It's 22. 18.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, and verse 17. And the word of Yahawah, Yahawashi, came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead. In the midst
of, if I could, Salaki, these are metals that you can find in an abundance. All right? The Lord doesn't consider those to be precious things. Are they useful? Absolutely. but they don't beautify you like gold. Gold is useful, silver is useful, but these are beautifying precious metals that the Lord is speaking to. He wants to put into his crown. These metals right here, the Lord say, hey man, these not going in my crown, man. He has no use of these particular metals, man. You got it, brother.
In the midst of the furnace, they are even the dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. And as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in my anger.
Yeah, but notice he didn't say gold and silver, you see? He didn't say gold and silver. Those gold and silvers are reserved for him. But look what he's doing to the other, the abundance metal. The metals found in abundance. That's you people. That's you people. That's the people of America. That's the people of the world that is drunk in the wine of Babylon. But mainly here in America, that's that great furnace that's gonna have. You got it?
It says, and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you.
It says, in the Lord's fury, he said he shall leave you here in America and melt you. So if Jake is in the spirit, if Jake is not in the spirit of turning back to Yahawah,
You don't want to spirit. I got to do something for you. It's the, it just say, this is the book of Proverbs 25 and 4. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel from the fire.
Yeah, it says for the what?
For the fire.
For the fire. For the user, man. For the individual that put it to the works, man. That constantly was, all right, Ben, you gotta take it out, give it a little bit, okay? Polish it a little bit, okay, Ben. All right, put it back in. Read that one more time.
Because in this book of Proverbs 25 verse 4, it says take away the dross from the silver. If I name it, that's really 2/3. That's why it tells us in Zechariah, 1/3 gonna be preserved, and 2/3 gonna be cut off. Because that's what dross is. Brothers go over here with soldering and welding and even dealing with metal. Once you heat that metal up, it's gonna be little drippings coming off. And those drippings coming off is that dross, that rubbish. You know what I'm saying? They waste it away like Esau. It says, take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel from the fire. It's going to be the elect for real. Because before the elect be purified, 2/3 have to be cut out. Yeah,
Ezekiel 22 and verse 20, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it.
Yeah, so that was the deflection. You got it. You got it.
Kind of like, if I may add, is like also, you know what I'm saying, like a blacksmith. It's like a blacksmith knows when to take that gold out. He knows to turn it. He knows when to add more heat. He'll add more friction on you. He'll take it off. He know how to form us into those perfect beings. That's why it's very, I'm saying in the book of Revelation that we'll be clear as crystal. Because we have perfect knowledge, wisdom, and understanding once we fully refine. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord gotta do away with the trash. He got like a trash over there. He gotta do away with the trash. That's what Yahawashi was doing, man. Okay? Just like, it's like Gehenna, you know what I'm saying? It's like a place where it burns trash all the time. That's what the Lord is gonna do to these niggas out here, man. Because the trash gotta get thrown out. Okay, this place is a garbage can, all right? And then the ocean is a toilet, all right? You got the sea turtles, they are literally digesting plastic. Like they had to, evolve to actually digest plastic. So this already lets you know that the trash got to go out. Ultimately, Esau eat them with these 2/3. Now, it's to blow fire upon it, to melt it. So I will gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. that's thermonuclear fire.
I mean, that's how you know the weapons of these conditions gonna be on the scene. That's why he said 9 and y'all run that.
Yeah, we should make going back to that drop that the brother brought out, because the Lord, like, you know, to your point, the Lord put precious stone, man. And it's like he take you through that fire to make you all that precious stone. And as for the 2/3, the brother going into that drop, them the ones gonna be cut out because ultimately they goal has become them, man. And that's ultimately we saw either. If I may.
Okay.
Now, if I could make a point to add to the brothers, because the brother Ababaja had brought it up. When you look at individuals that make particular precious metals, they ask the blacksmith, so to speak, how do you know it's red? He says, when I can see my reflection, I can see my image. You see, the Lord can't see his image in the dross of the 2/3. That's why he say he got to cut it off. If the water was giving me the correction with that breakdown as well, bro.
Yeah, this is Lamentations 4:1. It says, how has the gold become dim? How has the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out at the top of every street. Yeah, and that's ultimately going into the 2/3, really, man. You know, because they that gold that has become dim, ultimately through the so-called white man inside here. You know, their mind being tainted by this darkness. It damn they light, man. See? Because it continue on to say, it says the precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold. So you see how the Lord view us, man. You know, but ultimately his elect is that the most fine gold here in these times, man. Because the rest they damned out, man. Like a fucking fake chain, you know what I'm saying? It turned green, man. But it says, how are they esteemed as the earthly pictures, the works of the hands of the potter? You know, and really they cleave unto the so-called white man inside here. You see, and that's going to be the bridge to that destruction, man, because they refuse to let this shit go, man. You know, a nigga just he really want to be a real nigga. See, so the Lord gonna get him the death of a real nigga, man. Yeah, death by pain.
Yeah, and if I mean, like I said, because again, these 2/3 week, the brother smart ass. Yes.
Going back to that those metals. It's Isaiah 48:10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in a furnace of affliction. If I may, just going back to those precious metals, going back to that drops being burned off, you know, that's the refinement process that Yahawashi is taking his men through to get that dross off and to make it through his adversity, man. The time is coming, right? But those metals like tin and all, they ain't gonna make it through, right? That furnace gonna burn them up, and ultimately it's gonna lead to being destroyed in the destruction, man. What you got?
If I make
the second chapter,
okay.
you want to take Sirach, the second chapter, it says,
Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 5.
Start at verse 1, you know, because that's an indicative chapter into, you know, being the elect, for lack of better words, because we all had dross upon us once before. We all had character pieces of Christianity, but the Lord purged that out of us, man. You know, we becoming more pure. You know, y'all brothers got it.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 1. And it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Yeah, it says prepare thy soul for temptation, man, because it's going to be things that's going to try your faith, man. And the Spirit of the Lord, he puts you through trials before the real thing actually happens, because nothing's for no coincidence. You know, we got to do it. That's why we have certain men to look towards. When you go to Hebrews, the 11th chapter, it basically brags on men's faith. Look what these men went through. Look, the Lord gave them. Yahawashi was the number one example. You know, what you got to do.
Set thy heart aright.
Yeah, set your heart aright. Your heart goes back to law, which means your mind. You got it?
And constantly endure.
And constantly endure, because it's always going to be something. You know, it's always some shit. You know? But that's how you know that you're in the truth. And ultimately, it's going to be negative forces that's going to try to pull you away from your love, Yahawashi. You know, whether it be something as simple as, you know, a nigga at your job tripping, or even the police. You know, y'all got it.
And make not haste. And make not haste in time of trouble.
Yeah, make not haste in time of trouble, because a lot of people, once they be in a terrible situation, they be like Esau. Make an irrational decision which will actually cost you your life. You know, instead of
Cleave unto him,
Yeah, cleave unto Yahawashi, you got it?
and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And that's how you know that cross is getting off of you, man. Because now, again, like the brother pulled out the example, it's dim, but when you put it in the furnace, you pull it out, and you see it, you can see your face a little bit, and then I have to go back into, 4 or 5 more times, man, in order for that piece to fully be pure. You got it, right?
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully.
Yeah, all the head that's brought upon you, take cheerfully, you got it.
Be patient with all change for a Lord's sake.
Be patient and I change to a lower state, because there's going to be a time, bro, that we're going to be on the news, man. And Esau's going to demonize us to the highest extent, bro. But the Lord is telling us to be patient during that time, because the reward that's going to come after that is going to outweigh everything, man. You got to realize, man, his forces against us that trying to take our down. It's bigger than, you just read precepts. You have to actually, for lack of better words, apply these things throughout your everyday group, man. You got to.
For gold was tried in the fire.
It's for gold is tried in the fire. So it's going to be certain scenarios to see if you're going to follow the scripture.
Those are the temptations.
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations.
That's it, bro. Because that's why even women that come here when she got a man, you know she got a man. She tell you that she's single, you're like, I got your Snapchat, yeah, I see it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the Lord really testing you, like, hey, you gonna pop out, you gonna have your integrity, man. And even then, when the chip comes, that's when your integrity is truly gonna be tested, man. You gotta do it.
Because if I could add, it's how you're applying it beforehand. Like the brother was saying, it's your daily walk. What you doing in practice, because eventually the light's gonna come on. And now you gotta show and prove, man.
Yeah. You got it. They say practice makes perfect. You got it.
Play how you practice.
It says, for gold is tried in the fire,
Yep.
and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
So you're going to get tried in this truth, man. By demons, by spirits, adverse forces, of another word. Say all this crazy shit, but you're going to get tried. Your faith is going to get tested to see if you're truly down for Yahawashi, man. To see if you're a part of that goal, man. Good job, brother.
Yeah, just to add on to that point, like Alizé, Peggy the Prophet, he had a trying moment, Of course he got, backdoored or whatever by Eve, but when he got exposed, what was his response thereafter, man? Did he humble himself down unto Yahawashi? No, he didn't. He bucked up. He bucked up when all he had to do was humble down, take that, get correct through the spirit of Yahawashi. He could possibly still be a part of this thing.
He could repent.
He could have repented.
This nigga don't even know how to, because that's crazy, man. Niggas be Israelites for years and niggas don't know how to repent correctly. But you slack, y'all. You get to repent.
Prison just back up like simple be tried in the truth. Book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 12.
That's it, bro.
Beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you.
Yes, because sometimes, JP and then who is he? Everybody, but, JP, that's really a selfish ass mindset, man. Because he's it can be a lot worse, man. For a lot of others, motherfuckers out on the street homeless, for a lot, you get up, go get your day to bread, you got a job, go got you with a job, whatever. But it's going to be certain things that the Lord put on you just so you won't get comfortable, man. That's the reason why we go through hell, so the Lord will put us in a comfortable state here in these other days. You got it, right?
It says, as though some strange thing happened unto you.
That's why even you look at the story of Job was like, it's not wicked, because ultimately he was going through so much hell, he thought it was something he did, but it was really the Lord what? Testing his faith. Read that again, huh?
It says, beloved, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahawah's suffering.
Yeah, you are partakers of his suffering. You got it.
That when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy.
Yeah, so ultimately you suffer with Yahawashi, now you're going to receive the same reward as the brother Sham. If a brother can, hope somebody can hold Hebrews the 12th chapter. Anybody got something?
Yeah, I got something.
We got a mark on down. This is the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Why is you conforming them and exhorting them to continue in the faith, man? Because it was going to be certain events that's going to happen that's going to try your faith. You got it, bro.
And that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
It says that we through much tribulation shall enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So it's not going to be a cakewalk. For the lack of better words, even though this crown was predestinated, it's still going to be earned. Because you're going to have to show that you truly believe in the Lord, man. Belief is really an action. It's just not a saying. You know, you say, I believe. The Lord going to put you in a situation where you got to believe him. But that's a police car, you in an alligator on Alcatraz. You know? Good job, brother. You got something to say?
Yeah, because I made this Hebrews chapter 10, and I start at verse 35. It says, cast not away, therefore, your confidence.
It's beautiful.
Which have great recompense or reward.
Because if I may, bro, you know, a lot of kids, when you get beat down, like he stopped trusting in himself. But it get to the point when you get beat down, you gotta look inside, man. You know, what's that mouse? I think, what's that name? Not Hurricane Hands. I think Tom Hearns. I think it was Tom Hearns. Basically, somebody was fighting him. Now skip it. Somebody was fighting him. You know, hurt. You know, Tom Hearns was just beating his ass. He was like, I had to look down at myself and fight back. But he was like after like the second round, the fourth round, he hit him with a shot. And after that, he was like, yeah, he hit me with that shot, and I ain't wake back up until the sixth round. For lack of better words, but you know, skip all this like not trying to ramble. But when you go back into it, even though he got hit with that shot, you know, he got hit with adversity. He kind of lost his faith. You in there fighting for your life, but he got hit that one time. He kind of distrusted himself. And that's crazy because he said his coaches was believing in him, and he was like, how can you believe in me more than I believe in myself? That's a crazy thing, man. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, it can't be Hurricane Hearns. I forgot who it is.
I know what you're talking about.
I think it was Marvin Hamlin. It's one of them old school boxers. Yeah. But basically, he was like somebody hit him with it, and he said he lost his confidence until like the sixth round. But you got some air. You got something. Oh no, let me finish something.
It says, for ye have need of patience, and after ye have done the will of Yahawashi, you might receive the promise.
Yeah, you might receive the promise, which is what? The kingdom of heaven. But just like before Yahawashi got that crown, he had to go through tribulation. Somebody get that Hebrews 12 real quick and close. We're going to come back. Hebrews 12. Let's start.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
And we already know that's the race to the kingdom of heaven. You know, you got to do it.
Verse 2, looking unto Yahawashi, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross.
Yeah, the joy that was set before him, he had to endure certain things, man. You know, because what was given to Yahawashi is ultimately going to be given unto us. And what the Lord said to Yahawashi, all power is given unto you into heaven and in earth, man. And we're looking for that same type of rulership. But in order to get that same type of rulership, you must, for the lack of better words, go through something, go through different things. You know, you got to go.
This is Luke chapter 22, starting at verse 28 to 29. Yeah, they which have continued with me in my temptation.
That's it, bro.
And I appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father have appointed unto me.
So if you endure those temptations, the kingdom is going to be given unto you. You know, and again, even though these crowns is predestined, ultimately they're going to be earned in these terrible times that we go through. Because it's going to be like, ain't no way you could have went through that unless you was a kid. That's how bad it's going to be. Okay? Oh, come. You got it.
Yeah, one more. It says, verse 30, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom.
Yeah, eat and drink at the Lord's table in his kingdom. That's how you know that's going to be an intimate setting. One thing about a table, no matter how big it is, it can't fit everybody. That's how you know even in the kingdom, it's going to be ranking system like a wedding table. Because even for the lack of better words, the kingdom of heaven is preparing to, the bridegroom and the bride. And the only person that's sitting on that table, or the bridegroom and the bride, is really just the father, the mother and the father, and the bridegroom and the mother. mean the bride and the bridegroom, for lack of better words. But that's how you know this is going to be an enemy sin with the elect in Yahawashi in the kingdom of heaven. You know, you got it.
It says, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
And it's ultimate rulership.
If I made too long. It says, and the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
So he talking to them about the kingdom of heaven. And in the next verse he saying, Simon, Simon, hey, Satan trying to get you, man. Bobby, we shall better get the sons of thunder, for lack of better words, that parable. Are you willing to drink of the cup? Because again, you claim, you know, you are just like 12 tribes of Judah. You want to be a part of the elect. It's going to be trials that's going to come with it, man. And this is what other guys like IUIC and ICBK don't teach about. They teach a doctrine of prosperity. Now, when you come into this truth, everything around you is going to be adverse, man. From your damn phone to your woman, even from your damn car, you know. But you got to know.
Verse 32. But I pray for thee, that thy faith fail not.
Yes, I pray for thee. Read it again. Read up on verse.
Going back, Luke 22 and 31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat.
And just how Satan desired to have Job, man. And no, for a lot of hours, he finna get ready to try your ass, man. It's more than you just going through some physical, I fucked up this week. That's even a mental thing. That's the real battle right there. You know, your woman trip, that's just light shit. That just add on to the affliction. But really, it's a mental battle that we're dealing with. You know, you got it.
But I pray for thee.
Yeah, but I have prayed for you. Come on.
That thy faith fail not.
Thy faith fail not. And that's how you know it's going to be times when your faith is going to be tried. Just like perfect example, John the Baptist. He was John the Baptist, the greatest prophet ever. But he actually lost faith while he was in prison. You know, what type of you think about that? What about Lord, me, Lord? I pray you keep me in that day, man. But they just tell you, even back then, bills were more harder back then. But for the lack of better words, here in these days, Jacob's trouble, everybody's going to get tried. But after that trying, you know, after you get through that bullshit, for the lack of better words, you're going to get the kingdom of heaven. You're going to get a reward. So this trying is actually worth, you know. Brother, you got that?
This is Matthew 20 and 22. Yeah. But Yahawashi.
How about 2 verses?
I started
mother was talking.
Okay, all right.
Because she knew how important it was. Yeah, I want my son to rule. That's what? This is right.
This is Matthew 20 and 20. Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him.
Yes, so they was coming to your house like, I need these from you, man. Worship me. You know, you got it. I need something from you, though. You know, you got it.
God. It says, and he said unto her, what wilt thou?
What you want? Come on.
She saith unto him, grant that these my 2 sons may sit, the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom.
So that's real saying, yeah, man. Can you please let my sons rule in the kingdom of heaven? And that's, you know, people, even though words, people think that's a big ass for real. They sit on your right hand, and, you know, but you got it.
Yeah, and it says, oh, remember wisdom in the sense that that she just like who was it? The mother that set it up for
Elisha.
No. Between Jacob and Esau, what's the mother's name? Rebecca. That's wisdom, understanding. Like, yo, it's power with the Lord. It's power in the blessings of the Lord. She understood that. And also, the water Yahawah that she may be saved in childbearing. She was, hey, get my sons to see. Right. I'm gonna be strong. You know, that's a mama for us. You know?
I do it for my mom. That's why even you go back into the time behind like the dark ages, it was certain mothers that was doing certain things, putting certain people to death so they son can rule. Okay, yeah. You got it there.
All right. It says, verse 21, and he said unto her, what wilt thou? She saith unto him, grant that these my 2 sons may sit on the one on thy right hand and the other on the left in thy kingdom.
Yeah, so he asked, My sons, ye have rulership in your kingdom. Come on.
But Yahawashi answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask.
That's it. You know, even though your house out here tell you like that, you don't even know what you don't even know what you asking for. You know, you got it.
It says, Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of?
Now, are you ready to get in the car with your house shot? Are you ready to be the most hated people upon the planet Earth? Papa Bashar brother can hold that too in St. John the 15th chapter. The world have not hated me, but it hated you. The world have not hated you, but it hated me. Yeah.
It says, Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with?
So are you willing to go through the same thing that your house shot went through? You got it?
They said unto him, We are able.
They said, yeah, we can catch their head. But that's just like your son or something like that, you know, you eat, like, let's say you eat some spicy. He say, I want it. Like, you don't want it. I want it. You know, he end up eating his like, but he be straight with it. You know, at the same time, even if you ask for something big, the Lord is giving us the strength to get through this shit that we're going to have to go through. Even though we don't know how bad, we know it's going to get bad, but we don't really know how bad it's going to get. It's going to blow our minds. But the spirit of power, Yahawashi, the Lord is going to get us through it, man. You know, because ultimately, man, when we get through all this bullshit, we're going to be rulers. And we're going to rule the whole planet Earth in righteousness, man. Papa Bashar, brother, get Proverbs 29 and 2.
The book of 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
One thing, it's like, and on that one thing, they be tripping, man. You think you're going through the worst shit on the planet Earth because the bitch broke your heart, or your car ain't breaking, or this, that, and the third. Guess what? His brother's going through way worse, man. You know, so again, the brothers got to be grateful for things. You got to.
Says, but the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
And it said that, it says the Lord ain't going to tempt you above what you are able, but you don't even know what you're able to do, man. You know, like a bench press, somebody put something on now, and like, now I don't know how I can do that. And it's like the Lord spinning us in the spirit. You know, that motherfucker hit your chest, you pushing it up. Now the Lord ain't gonna just come and, you know, he gonna come tap the mouth for you. You got it. That's spiritual motivation for us to keep going, man. You know, to get through. Because only pain is temporary, man. But this kingdom is gonna be eternal. Right?
But will, with the temptation, also make a way to escape.
Yeah, he's gonna make a way to escape. And again, that's that spiritual spot. You pushing it up. And it might get hard. You know, as long as that bitch don't come back down on you, you straight, man. You know, but that was on it.
That ye may be able to bear it.
That ye may be able to bear it, man, so you can handle it. And that's the one of these famous, I can do all things through your house out there strengthen us. That's real, bro. These fish be throwing that around, but that's real, man. You're gonna see how it really get when the food don't be here, man. When the famine get here and cannibalism start coming back, you're gonna see how real it is to have the Yahawashi on your side when everybody else is hopeless, man. Right, you know? That was it on that? Come on, somebody got something?
I got something for you.
Real quick. Let me get this brother.
Brother brought out, it said, the Lord desired to sift you, or Satan desired to sift you, and then he said, but I prayed for you, Yahawashi, and then brother was just saying, that scripture say the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So the Lord, he, like you said, praying for us when we feel like we can't go, and the Lord, he'll give you that strength, man.
He'll give you that spiritual strength, because no matter what you're facing, because really, that be the flesh. Look at Yahawashi when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane. That was Yahawashi the man. I don't give a fuck what Sakari like my language. But Yahawashi the man, I don't care what Sakari said, but during his hour, man, it was so stressful, man. He was crying blood and stuff like that, man. That's how bad it was, because he knew he had to go, and he knew that shit was going to hurt. But guess what? He knew the reward behind it. He prayed to the Father 3 times. He said, this how we got to do it, Lord? Come, it's your will, man. He took it on the chin. That's the spirit. One thing about the truth, we have to take a lot of things on the chin because it's unfair for us. You in slavery, man. It would never be fair when you at a away game. You know what I'm saying? Home team, everything will go you referee, you do it great. You know, you cool, but at away, man, the simple mistake can cost you the game, bro. You know, so again, we have to be mostly focused here because we're not meant to be comfortable here in this society. We gotta go.
Just going back, you know, Lord Yahawashi praying for us, through these things we have to encounter here. This is St. John chapter 17, starting at verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world. St. John 17 and 9.
That's not a verse 7.
St. John 17 and 7. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee.
Yes, you got it. That's the order. It's the Heavenly Father, Yahawashi, and the elect. And then when you got it, I mean, the elect, then the nation, the rest of Israel, you got it.
For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me.
Yeah, and what's the words that the Lord given us? This doctrine, man. The doctrine that the MOTB is a title of the device, the doctrine that the Muslims is going to come and destroy Babylon the Great one. You got it?
And they have received them.
And we have received them. A lot of people rejected the doctrine that you have a shot. Even if you just say, yeah, you an Israelite, brothers, a lot of them rejected it. You got it?
And have known surely that I came out from thee.
Yes, because we know this is of the Lord, because it's prophecy, man. The spirit of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. It is no coincidence that all these things that I just mentioned, the MOTB, the missiles is set up here for this time. Even World War III is set up for the return of Yahawashi. You got it?
It says, and have known surely that I came out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. I pray for them.
I pray for them. So the Lord said, I pray for the ones that believe. He ain't praying for the niggas that's rejecting this truth. He ain't praying for the niggas that's changing up the doctrine. No, he praying for the brothers that believe. You got it?
I pray not for the world.
I pray not for the world. Come on.
But for them which thou hast given me.
But the them which thou hast given me, which is who the elect, man. The 144,000 and even the 1/3. They are important. I said, people try to put 1/3 important, bro. You got it?
It says, and all of them are thine, and thine are mine, and I'm glorified in them.
And that's again, because us worshiping Yahawashi, us worshiping Yahawashi, we glorify Yahawashi. And even us worshiping is right doctrine, because you have to be careful how you worship the Lord. A great king, you just can't pray unto him a different way. It's a way you got to pray unto Yahawashi. You know? But that was it on it?
And now I am no more in the world.
Yeah, I am no more in the world, because Yahawashi, he is not with us physically. You know? But you got it.
But these are in the world.
Yeah, we are in the world. We are in the midst of this dangerous society. Because a lot of one Christian doctrine that niggas was pushing forth at one point is that we wasn't going to go through the time of Jacob trouble. There's a thing, 7-year tribulation, and after those 7 years, the folks, those 7-year tribulation come, we're going to get beamed up, and after those 7 years, no, that don't make no sense. Right here, it's telling you in the midst of the time of Jacob's trouble, the elect will be in the midst of the world. We got front-hand knowledge of running wickedness. And the ultimate reason why the Lord is putting us through this thing, because in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be perfect rulers, man. Really, the Lord put us here to really judge people, man. You got it?
And I come to thee, Holy Father, keep in thine own name those whom thou hast given me.
The Lord said, keep those who thou hast given me, which is the elect. So the elect will be careful, you got it?
That they may be one as we are.
Yeah, and one way that we're one with Yahawashi is through this knowledge, man. Ultimately, it's going to be transformed in the time of Jacob's trouble. We're going to be one with the Lord, because the Lord is going to give us spiritual powers, man. You got it?
All right, Sham, I can jump down. 15. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
So the Lord said, don't take us from our hair breakers, don't take them out of the world, but keep them from evil. And that's what the Lord is going to do. That's why Revelation the 3rd chapter says, look, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Man. So we're going to have first-hand experience of Babylon being destroyed, but ultimately, this is the things that we're going to bring to the kingdom of heaven. That was it on it? Yeah, bro,
I got something for you.
God, a quick one, because the brother was bringing out the point that everybody going to test it, man.
Ain't no getting raptured up out of here. Ain't no special place you can go to get away from this hell that's coming. This is it says the idea of pre-tribulation rapture was popularized and articulated by John Nelson Darby in the 1830s. Though he synthesized earlier concepts and was influenced by the other ones in the Margaret McDonald.
He said he was influenced by Margaret.
Margaret McDonald.
That sounds like a woman, man.
don't want to go through the tribulations. It says, while the word rapture does not appear in the Bible, the concepts of believers being caught up is found in Scripture. And it says particularly in 1 Thessalonians, but we know we saw got hella weird ass crazy. So that ain't
Matter of fact, sometimes we can get there in 1 Corinthians 4, because it says those that are dead shall be raised up. Telling you that it's going to be the elect that's going to pass away on this side that's going to be raised up in that final day. You got it. Come on.
I got 2nd Ezra 13 and 20.
That's it, bro.
Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, see, so look, man, it ain't gonna be no, you just gonna whoop, and then after that, you won't see no type of Jacob's trouble. You not even, nah, bro. All that old rapture crap is a rap, man. Okay? It's all about you enduring until the end, man. Because the scriptures say, what? With much more tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. Our Lord Yahawashi was, he was acquainted with grief. You know, that's why he putting us through it to harden us up. By the time Jacob's trouble hit, we numb to everything, man. He getting us hard to where, man, we'll be able to endure, man.
Hey, Baba Bashar, go back and see that, but jump at the 19th verse.
19.
That's 13, man. That's, jump at 19.
2nd Ezra 13 and 19, therefore are they come into great perils.
Matter of fact, start at 18.
2nd Ezra 13 and verse 18. Now understand the things that are laid up in the latter days, prophecies, which shall happen unto them.
Yeah, that's really talking about the 2/3, you got it.
And to those that are left behind.
And that's really talking about those the ones who are going to get hit with the missiles, man. You got it.
There are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare.
Yeah, it says they're going to come into great perils. And it's the time of what? The time of Jacob's trouble. Times of great tribulation. You got it.
Yet is it easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world.
You got it.
And not to see the things that happen in the last days.
It's going to be bad. You know, you don't want to be there. That's why even he said that too. Woe is me. Who shall deliver me in these last days? Because he knew it was going to be bad. And I think even Habakkuk, I think we should have to
in that raffle.
in that rapture of mercy, man. So that's how you know it's going to be bad. Everybody going to be shooken up, man. Because guess what? Everybody's faith will be tested. You got it, bro.
Yeah, I got one for you. Yeah, this Romans 8 in verse 18. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Read it one time.
Yeah, come. This is Romans 8 and verse 18. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
So it's going to be worth it. All the hell you went through, all the things you lost, it's actually going to be worth it in the next life ahead. Even Baba Bashar brother can hold it in Job, the last chapter. How he was blessed more than the first. Read it one time, bro.
Yeah, this is Romans 8 and verse 18. It says, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
So it's not comparable, man, for the things that we're going to receive, from the things that we lost. Women, cars, clothes, and hoes, and carnal things that you can get back 100-fold in the next life ahead. This is not the first lifetime that we did. This is not the first lifetime that you had to sacrifice things for Yahawashi. It got to a point in this lifetime we used to. Because ultimately, we know we at the end, and the next lifetime we're going to receive everything. Y'all first got it. And,
So, all right, this is, man, we're going to get in here.
Yeah. Brother got it right up. You got it.
Job chapter 42. Job chapter 42 and verse 9, verse 10. And the Lord Yahawah returned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends Also, the Lord Yahawah gave Job twice as much as he had before.
Yeah, it says the Lord gave Job the things that he did when he prayed for his friends, and the Lord gave Job twice. But you have to realize in the midst of Job's suffering, his friends was really talking smack about him, man. They wasn't encouraging him to endure to the end. They wasn't encouraging him like Acts 14 and 22. Actually, they were saying, yeah, you wicked. Bible Sham, brother, you get Job 10 and like 15. It says, if I be wicked. Because Job, actually, you know, you gotta go into it. Job knew that he deserved these things to a certain extent. You got it?
Job 10 and 15. If I be wicked, woe unto me.
Yeah, it says, if I be wicked, woe unto me. So basically, the things that the Lord bring upon you is really deserved, man. Whether a sin that you did in this lifetime or a lifetime before. You got it?
Yeah. It says, if I be righteous, yet will I not lift up my head.
So even if you is doing good, you ain't gonna get puffed up. You ain't gonna think you better than the Lord or better than Yahawashi, or even better than Yahawashi. Because what Yahawashi said, why callest thou me good?
Yep.
So that's really the Lord putting your ass in the trap, man. You got it?
It says, I am full of confusion, therefore see thou my affliction.
And that's really just the flesh, man. The flesh confuse you for the lack of better words, man. Yeah, because it says mind uses upon many things like that. Yeah. The spirit presses down the flesh. The water, Yahawashi. But that was it on it, bro. Yeah, that was it. You got it.
Job 42 and verse 11. Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house.
Yeah, because even in the kingdom of heaven, like I be thinking about this too. The people that you ran by, a motherfucker you met in the 3rd grade and all these different things, your friend, your best friend that you had 2 past lives ago. In the kingdom of heaven, we're gonna see these people again, but we're gonna have it like in our mind, like this is our folks. But it says they're gonna be eating bread, so we're gonna be breaking bread with you, man. Even somebody that did you wrong in the kingdom of heaven, he ain't gonna be like, man, no, bro, we Israel. That shit was in America. We ain't worried about that. Like a nigga gonna have it bent better in the kingdom of heaven, bro. But at the same time, it says those people, we're gonna be around us and we're gonna be breaking bread with them, man, because we all got our own family in the spirit. You got it?
And they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evil that the Lord Yahawah had brought upon him.
Yeah, we're gonna be telling them about Babylon, man. They're like, damn, Daddy, you strong for that, you know? Yeah. Like, damn, Mom, you think it was him? Yeah, we miles away in the field, sipping wine, yeah. Five, cussing out. He might talk to you crazy, man. That's the level talk crazy. Because in the kingdom of heaven, it's gonna be worth it, man. It's gonna be worth it. The Lord gonna let us fulfill.
Every man also gave him a piece of money, and every one an earring of gold.
That's how it's gonna be. We're gonna be priests, for lack of better words. They're gonna give us offerings, man.
Verse 12. So the Lord Yahawah blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning.
Yeah, so the Lord gonna bless our latter end more than our beginning. He's doing that now, man. We have more knowledge than we had before the first day you was in the truth. So that's the part of the Lord blessing you. But the fulfillment of that blessing gonna really be in the kingdom of heaven, man. You got it.
It says, for he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses.
Yeah, you're going to it. You're going to have a lot of stock, brother. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a lot of things you can buy, sell, and trade with. I remember you mentioned earlier, even humans. Because there are brothers like women and things like that. You can send somebody's daughter or something.
Trade.
A trade. You got a healthy Elamite family. They heavy in picking trees. They heavy with the spices and things like that. You got another Elamite family. We're gonna make them marry. We're gonna get them a piece of land out there. You know what I'm saying? With outside skirts. You feel me? And they gonna be a generation of people that's gonna serve us forever. But ultimately, this is how. Before we get to that point, at least I gotta get taken out high. But I think that was it on that one. Let me get this brother Samak and I got y'all.
Con. This is Matthew chapter 19, starting at verse 27. If I may go down to 30. Come on. It says, then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee, what shall we have therefore?
Now, Peter really asking, Lord, when we gonna get paid? You know, and it's like the Lord was, it was an uncomfortable situation. Or the Lord was mad, like, man, Peter, why you asking the Lord all that now? Because Peter sacrificed a lot of things, man. But he knew there was gonna be a reward with it. You got it?
And Yahawashi said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yes, because ultimately it says you can follow me throughout the regeneration. Because you're gonna have to follow the Lord throughout the tribulations that you come through, man. But he says, after that, read it again.
It says, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah, so ultimately it's going to lead into everlasting rulership, man. You follow Yahawashi and you losing all these things, just like we read in the book of Job, we're going to receive everything back. Plus 100-fold, really, it's going to blow our mind, man. You really can't, when it says eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, the Lord have prepared for them that love them, man. So we really can't even fathom. We just know it's going to be beautiful, man. That's even down, man. Because even Paul says, well, it was too beautiful. You know, I can't even say it's unholy if I mention what the Lord got for us, man. Because ultimately the Lord's going to give us something that's past our expectation. You know, and these are the things that we're working for. A way that you never sin again, you never go against your power, you never get sick, you never be in captivity. These are the things that we're looking towards. You got it, bro.
And everyone that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake.
Yeah, Father, let's shout brother, look up that word forsaken for me. You got it?
Shall receive an 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life.
Yes, because we forsake these different things for Yahawashi sake. For lack of better words, that extra luggage. Now that don't mean you just go and be disrespectful. You spit in your mother's face. This for Yahawashi, that's wicked, man. Ultimately, that really means, you put them on the back burner and you put the Lord first. Somebody got that word? Come on.
Going back to that 100-fold, going back to the story of Job, the story of the elect. For suffering and enduring suffering with integrity, there's going to be a reward for that. We're going to have things that you said, we can't even fathom what the Lord got for us.
Though he slay me, yet will I maintain my ways before him.
Is it, bro? That word forsaken?
No, it's the word forsaken. G 863. It says to send away, to bid, going away, or depart.
Yeah, to depart, the vision gotta leave, But even this, even though you might speak to him every day, your body's there with him, but your mind is on the other side of town. Your mind will have a shot. You got it?
It says, of a husband divorcing his wife, to send forth, yield up.
But ultimately, I know one word is, I think that's the word hate. It actually means to love less. I think that's the word I'm looking for, the word hate. Whoever hated a father and mother more than me, for lack of better words, cannot be my disciples. But forsaken, that's the same thing. Because again, we're not just being some unruly fellows into our families. We telling our families what's up. You ain't gonna be disrespectful. In no sense, unless it get there, but it says, would it possible be at peaceful with all men? But 9 times out of 10, your family not gonna get it. They're gonna be stuck in the Christianity spirit. Even Yahawashi, he had 2 brothers that was in the truth, and 2 brothers and 2 sisters that was out the truth, man. Well, they really don't mix with sisters, but there's 2 brothers that didn't even believe the truth, man. So it is what it is, bro. That was it. That was it on that. Brother can go back and tell you, Hebrews 12 chapter 9. Now, you pass it. Brother, got something? You got something? You got it.
This is the book of John chapter 15 and verse 13. Greater love has no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. All right, going into the law section.
Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you, including the mysteries. You know, the complete 100% accurate doctrine of Yahawashi has been revealed. His elect, those who are of the elect. The Lord has revealed that, showed us the playbook, the blueprint, exactly how things are going to happen. And then the Lord showed us how things are going to happen in order. He didn't say, okay, we're going to have World War III, then the chip, then this. No. Everything has an order. Scripture speaks about that. Let everything be done decently and in order. That's
I got Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. You see? So look, man, if Yahawah Shema love you, you're going to go through hell. If not, look over your shoulder or something, because you're finna die. That's how Yahawah Shema is cut, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if he look at you like a son, okay, he is going to put you through things. He going to whoop you with a big old belt. That's why we here in Babylon the Great. That's why we here in our final captivity, man. Because us as a nation, we all transgressed at one point in time, but these are the, you know what I'm saying, the wives that have came back to the, you know what I'm saying, the husband. That is trying to, you know what I'm saying, reconcile, so to speak. That's why the Lord given us unruly ass women to show us this how we was doing him. That's why we got these unruly ass women talking all this and that. You tell her no. Look, girl, you gonna listen. I ain't gonna listen to you. That's how we was to Yahawashi Shema's child. That's why he putting us in this little situation as far as being in, you know, Babylon the Great, being hell, you know. But it say, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Right, man. So if you going off, the Lord gonna whoop you. If not, you in good standing. That's how Yahawah Shema is. It's very fair. Very, very fair. Going off, he only asks. If not, you're good. That's all you gotta do is follow after the protocol, follow after our example, and that's Yahawashi, man. Okay? Come on, man. Because our Lord wasn't here just for show. He's here to apply. And that's what we need to do. Apply the scriptures, because the Lord comes in the volume of the book. So we gotta follow every single scripture to the best of our ability in these sinful bodies, man. Now it say, if ye endure chastity, that's the thing. Endure. You know, can you last? You know? Because mind you, man, like the Lord, I'm talking about over one bad fucking decision you can make. You can catch 6 weeks of hell, 12 months of hell, off one bad decision. But look, that means the Lord whooping you because you're going to get tightened up, you know, and you're going to learn from your mistake, and you're going to keep it moving. You're going to constantly apply that wisdom to where you don't have to go down that road again. You know, because that road is, hey, you don't want to go back down there. You want to keep moving forward in this thing. That's why the scriptures say, remember Lot's wife. You don't want to be the one looking back and then you froze just like her to this day, man. Full of sulfur and, you know, you know. If ye endure the chastening, the Most High, Yahawashi, dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Okay, so look, man, that's like you. Daddy said, dinner ready, at home. You go to the neighbor's house and eat dinner. Daddy told you, bring your ass home here, and there's law, statutes, commandments in your house. Make sure that damn room clean, make sure this and that. But you listen to the neighbor and what they got going on. Pop said, what's going on here? So you want to go over there, stay over there. That's how Yahawashi Shema is. You gonna be in this house or that house. What did grandma used to say? You gonna be in out.
You cannot serve two masters.
You can't serve two masters. And that's 2/3 of our people. They want to serve whatever feeds their eyes or, you know, belly. It could be weed. It could be strong drink. Too much of it to kill you. Anything to kill you. It could be box. It can be whatever is the lust of the eyes or the lust of that individual. They will treat it like a god. They will put that over.
That's why Elder Apostle Rollo always said, man, these people don't be trying to watch the video because there's booty videos that must be watched. Because you got Jake out here, they'll watch some shaking ass on Instagram versus watching a video on YouTube that could really save their damn life, man. That could be the video that'll make you really repent. You know? Because there's a difference between being born again and truly born again. There's a big difference, man. All right? And all of those, you know what I'm saying, guys that say born again, this and that, man, they be faking and flogging, and then all of a sudden you see them, they ain't in the truth no more. And you're like, damn, what happened to them? They wasn't a son to begin with. And they ended up to be an example, like what Elder Mashaw said, Cam. Yahawah shall raise you up just to make you an example of what not to do. That's Yahawah to the T. And if you ain't a son, you need to be looking over your shoulder because you finna get taken out Final Destination style. You know? Now it say, if ye endure the chastening, Yahawah dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye bastards and not sons. You see, and that's Jake. See, Jake want the game with no pain. That's the problem with Jake. They want to go through all of the game, but they don't want to have to endure what you got to do to get through it. They want the crown and everything, but they don't want to have the whole straight gate. They don't want to walk through the straight gate. They like the broad way, but the broad way is going to lead you to a missile. It's going to lead you to a destruction. Bullets don't got names on them. Missiles do. Missiles have names on them. And if you was in your lot to get that missile, you're going to get it. Even if you got to die and come back and be in the delivery room, you're going to get it. That's how Yahawah shall cut, man. All right.
Because you don't know when you lying to that really hit. You thought he was all good just the people though.
And in the height and climax of what they want to do, in the climax of what they doing, and wham!
Like that way out of sight.
Yeah.
Spirit was on people was going to a deep breakdown, and the next day look what happened to him.
Yeah.
You know,
he got exposed. He had cash apps and everything, and he literally shoved the congregation's money up his ass. Literally. Imagine that. Like that. Ain't that what he did? Ain't that what he did?
Supposed to be a high priest.
Y'all got it.
I got one for you, my baby. Just to back the book up. This is the book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. Just to back the brother up, man. That's the season we coming into, man. For whatever God you serve, that's the God you don't have to lean upon, man. The Lord said, hey, go serve them guys, man. That's who you chose. And the brother used the analogy with the, we're locking up to the women that came back. Because what? We knew where home was, man. You know, versus you niggas, you went over there to Uncle Charlie's house and you stayed over there, man. You know, so the Lord said, hey, stay your black ass over there, man. Don't come over here when you see things sweet. You know, as the brother often quoted Isaiah 65:13, my servant shall eat. Yeah, when you see his servants eat, you know what I mean, brothers in spirit of laughter, don't bring your ass over here, man. You know, because you was having too much fun over there at Mr. Charlie's house, man.
They say the house of earth.
Oh, that's it.
You know what I'm saying? Rather go back into the house of war into the house of laughter. Because the house of laughter, the end of that is where it dealt, man. You got it.
Yeah, I got one for you. This is 2 Ezra 14, and verse 13. It says, now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such as them that be in trouble and now renounce correction. And you set your house in order, storm to yourself first and foremost. See, now you repent and returning to your house by the shot, coming out of those harlot houses and shit, man. But it continue on to say, it says that go from being water thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. Because you got a weak nature in the times we had it into, you're going to be put to death. Because the Lord tell you, Luke 21, in verse, 26, a man's heart failed for fear, man. You see, so it's going to be certain events happening in the earth that's really going to shake the niggas up, man. Especially real tough, big, brolic, red pill. You know what I mean? Ex-Navy SEAL, Andrew Tate ass niggas, man. You gonna be the man. You gonna be the face of a woman in travail, man. Cause all they remember of you is the nigga on YouTube cutting women. You know, but it's gonna be your ass crying for the affliction that's gonna come into the earth, man. But it says, let go from these mortal thoughts and cast away the burdens of man. Put off them the weak nature and set aside the thought that are most heavy unto thee. The niggas looking for clout, man. Going back, you trying to get your bride in order and shit, man. Fuck up, man. You see? Hey, because it's more to really worry about, man. You see? It says, set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee and hasty to flee from these times.
I mean, you see, take the beam out of our own now. You trying to get your woman right, well, you ain't right there. You know what I'm saying? That's really, your household really start with your own mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says, put the thoughts there most heavy to you. So like you do.
Yeah, you got it. But yeah, as Lord, hasty to flee from these times because the evils is going to increase, man. Like brought out earlier how the love of many shall wax, because the iniquity should have found, the love of many shall wax cold. You worry about your bride, she might put you to death, man.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to take the seed of the shit. You know, just a little corner shit because their minds is acclimated to America. And you drawing back, that makes you an enemy. That's why the Lord said that they hated me first, man. You know, so they gonna hate you, and you gonna see it, man. You know, that's why your thoughts really want to be in the right place mentally. You know, you don't want to have that Babylonian spirit, man, because you gonna see all these weak ass niggas fall apart, man. You know, I'm saying.
That's how you know that most niggas thought they hard, niggas love this one young boy, niggas love this man Call of Duty, and once these different perils come to real life, niggas gonna bug out most of them, man. And Ezekiel 75, evils and on the evils of came. We blown the trumpet, but none of these niggas preparing themselves mentally for the battle, man. Niggas going out this tonight. When niggas went out last night on the south to see a bunch of ass titties, probably popping one of these shit like that and things like that, niggas middle of Georgia. But what we was going righteous, man. So, you gotta go.
This Proverbs chapter 16 and verse, I'm gonna get 16 and 17. It says, how much better is it to get wisdom than gold and to get understanding rather than to be chosen, and to get understanding rather to be chosen than silver. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil.
Hey, this is the highway of the upright is the depart from evil. This is the highway. In order for to get beamed up on that spiritual highway in those chariots, you gotta depart from evil, man. You got it?
And he that keepeth his way preserveth his soul.
Yeah, and he that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Get Proverbs 4 and 19 books straight on. Because at the end of the day, that the ways that we're looking for is going to be peace, man. And ultimately, you can't be looking to the left or to the right and looking at this and get distracted. I know brother mentioned it earlier, before we come on the camera, it's easily to get distracted here, man. There's a lot of jiggling on the keys, but you have to maintain your focus on what's really happening, man. This place is going to get destroyed, and everybody who's in the same mindset of it is going to get destroyed too. You know, further back in the Proverbs 4th chapter, probably end off in a minute.
If I may make a point, I'm going back to that Proverbs 16:16, wisdom is much better. Yeah, I just tell you in Ecclesiastes that wisdom is about greater than strength, right? Weapons of war, I believe it says.
Yeah, because ultimately wisdom going to deliver you.
That's it.
And that's why I say money is defense.
Yeah.
Wisdom is defense. But the essence of knowledge, do what?
Give life to them that have it.
Give life to them that have it, man. You know, job, brother. You got that Proverbs 4?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah, this Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1, it says here.
18. I think it's like 23. Look not to the left, look not to the right. It's Proverbs 4. Look straight on. To the side, you got it. Yeah, 25 with it.
Oh, yeah. Look straight before me.
Yeah, look straight before you. That's why I said going back into that highway. You can read.
I got you.
Proverbs, yeah.
Yeah, this Proverbs 4:25, it says, let thine eyes look right on. Let thine eyelids look straight before thee.
Yeah, look straight before thee, being focused. That's why Lord said, Matthew the 6th chapter, keep thy eye narrow.
Yeah, it says, ponder the path of thy feet.
Yeah, look where you step and be aware of your situation, your surroundings.
And let all thy ways be established.
Yeah, all thy ways be established.
Turn not to the right hand or to the left.
Yeah, don't get distracted. Come on.
remove our foot from evil.
Yeah, remove thy foot from evil. Because ultimately, go back into that Proverbs 16 chapter one time. Once you remove yourself from evil, you get beamed up into that highway of preservation, which is going to be those chariots, man. It's going to be the only way you're going to be able to escape the nuclear missile that's going to come upon the scene. You got it.
Proverbs 16, verse 16. Verse 17. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil.
Yep.
He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul.
Yeah, it says the highway of the upright. In order to get to those chariots, you have to depart from evil, because if you don't, you're going to get hit with a missile. You got it? So yeah, with that, we pray that it was edifying. We give our praise, honor, and glory to you.
Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Sham, Qadash.
Give that honors to our apostle, Elder Millstone, and Shalom.
Shalom.
Tonight, right now, water for tournament.